some tips that our salt intake should not be more than 1 teaspoon per day. Our sugar intake should not be more than 10% of the total calories we eat during the day. And our trans fats also should not be more than 2 grams a day. That's why if you'll notice, most labels now would have this line, the trans fat content. Okay. Now, as to expiry dates, sometimes you will notice it says best before, sometimes naman what's written is used by. Ano bang difference? Pag best before, it means if you take that product before the date indicated on the label, that is the manufacturer's guarantee that you're getting the best quality, no, of the product, or its freshness, it's at its peak. The nutritional content is also guaranteed that whatever is declared on the label, that is what you're really taking. Used by, this one means by this date you should no longer, after this date you should no longer use the product, especially when it comes to fresh items in the supermarket, like yung mga chicken, meat, yung raw, use by talaga siya. Don't take chances. Likewise, for any product, don't take chances, especially when you're giving it to the child, no? Because this is the guarantee of the manufacturer that it is still fresh and it is still of high quality. After that, you're on your own. And of course, we do not want to take that risk. Now, let me be specific now and go into our Laking Nido Protectado labels. Okay? So I think you have the labels on your table. So if you take a look at the front of pack, what do you see? First and foremost, you see the clear age indication at the bottom. So it's for children above 3 up to 5 years old. And it says it's a preschool powdered milk drink. So do you give it before 3? No. So that's very important information. Then you have the branded active ingredients. Branded active benefits rather, or the functional ingredients, meaning these are not really nutrients but ingredients added to the food to give some health benefit. Like in our case, we have probiotics in the form of Lactobacillus protectus. Why is it branded? It's branded because it's saying this is the specific combination of probiotic bacteria or good bacteria that Nestle is using in the product. Because mind you, even if the product says it has probiotics, it's not a guarantee that the probiotic there will work. It has to be something tested and proven. So if it is branded, then it means there is science or there are clinical studies to prove the benefits of such probiotic strains. Prebio 3 would refer to the food for the good bacteria, which is a combination of your what they call fructooligosaccharides and inulin. Now for the special ingredients like DHA, why do we call it special? Well, it means it's not a requirement for the product to have such ingredient. But that ingredient, when added to the product, will give a special edge or special advantage to your child, which in this particular case is DHA, which of course everybody knows as the fat found in the brain and eyes. Okay, so its function is really for brain development and for visual function. But mind you, do not believe that if the product has DHA, suddenly your child will become an Einstein. All it's saying is this ingredient will support brain and eye function. Okay, next. Uh, then we have at the back of the pack, we have the nutrition facts. So you have the nutrition table where you have the nutritional content as well as the ingredients list in the bottom. For you to know the Nutri table. Then we also have what we call the nutrition facts. So aside from the nutritional content and ingredients list, you have also the good to know, which is at the other side. You have the good to know and the good to remember. For the good to know, it's factual information about the product. But good to remember, it's like a general recommendation given for that particular age group. Okay, so and in Nestle, we call that as the nutritional compass. And of course, do not forget the good to talk, because if you want to give any feedback or there's a concern about the product, then you can call the Consumer Services Hotline. Now, aside from the front of pack and back of pack information, we have also the side panel information where you have what's inside Nido 3 Plus. Then you have there your Lactobacillus protectus, the description as well as its general functions. Likewise for the prebiotics, DHA, and then it says there it has a little honey to make the milk more palatable for the child. And another important information that you can find in the side panel is the preparation instructions. The preparation instructions are very important because if you follow the instructions, then we can guarantee the nutrient delivery found in the nutrition composition table. Meaning per serving, that's exactly what you will get. Now, if you take a closer look also at the label, it says there it's a high source in vitamin A, vitamin C, zinc, and the like. Pag sinabing high source, hindi lang inimbento yun ng kumpanya o hindi lang ibig sabihin na gusto lang namin ilagay na high source. May rule kasi ang Food and Drug Administration. You can only claim a product to be high source of a nutrient if it provides at least 30% or 1/3 of the daily recommended intake for that particular nutrient. So, tignan nyo yung zinc. Ilan ng percent? Percent rin for zinc. 37. So, which means it's a high source of zinc. Kasi 37%. Dapat pag 30% or more, that ang high source. Pag nakalagay lang, source of, dapat hindi siya bababa ng 15%. So, may basis siya, no? So, these are not empty claims. These are really claims that are that have guidelines, no, both internationally and locally. So basically,
and in 1978 it was introduced as a full cream milk. 2000 it was launched as a complete child nutrition system, and in 2016 we now have Nido powdered milk drink, which provides best nutrition for your child at each stage. And one interesting point really is that today Nido is sold in over 80 million countries worldwide, with more than 60 million milk glasses served every day. And I thought that's quite an interesting fact about our brand. This is the Nido family. This is what our current packaging looks like today. We have the growing up milk products. So we have products that Nido 3 Plus is for your kids aged 3 to 4 years old. We also have Nido 5 Plus, which is for kids 5-year-old and above. We also do have our Nido 40 Crow and Nido Chocolate, which is really for children of all ages. That means us. Regardless of what stage, the vision of Nido really is to be mom's #1 partner, to be her ally as in her child's growing up years, because we know that these years are really the critical stages of development, the preschool years of our children. And as a mom, we always want to give what's best for our child. And it's quite difficult because, you know, as being a first-time mom can be quite daunting. Again, we question the things that we do, and we really seek advice, and we need to seek.
Now thinking of him. What about, Shabri, your life changed from like just being you, a single you, all of a sudden you became a mom. How did that change you, and how are you as a mom now?
Ever since becoming a mother, a young mother, my life changed drastically in a very positive way. Like when I work right now, I'm much more inspired. I work harder. I have so many goals. When you know, it inspires me to work harder because I think of Zan.
Nutri-Table. Then, we also have what we call the nutrition facts. So aside from the nutritional content and ingredients list, you have also the good to know, which is at the other side. You have the good to know and the good to remember. For the good to know, it's factual information about the product. But good to remember, it's like a general recommendation given for that particular age group. Okay, so and in Nestle, we call that as the nutritional compass. And of course, do not forget the good to talk, because if you want to give any feedback or there's a concern about the product, then you can call the Consumer Services Hotline. Now, aside from the front of pack and back of pack information, we have also the side panel information where you have what's inside Nido 3 Plus. Then you have there your Lactobacillus protectus, the description as well as its general functions. Likewise for the prebiotics, DHA, and then it says there it has a little honey to make the milk more palatable for the child. And another important information that you can find in the side panel is the preparation instructions. The preparation instructions are very important because if you follow the instructions, then we can guarantee the nutrient delivery found in the nutrition composition table. Meaning per serving, that's exactly what you will get. Now, if you take a closer look also at the label, it says there it's a high source in vitamin A, vitamin C, zinc, and the like. Pag sinabing high source, hindi lang inimbento yun ng kumpanya o hindi lang ibig sabihin na gusto lang namin ilagay na high source. May rule kasi ang Food and Drug Administration. You can only claim a product to be high source of a nutrient if it provides at least 30% or 1/3 of the daily recommended intake for that particular nutrient. So, tignan nyo yung zinc. Ilan ng percent? Percent training for zinc. 37. So, which means it's a high source of zinc. Kasi 37%. Dapat pag 30% or more, that ang high source. Pag nakalagay lang, source of, dapat hindi siya bababa ng 15%. So may basis siya, no? So these are not empty claims. These are really claims that are that have guidelines, no? Both internationally and locally. So basically,
in 1978 it was introduced as a full cream milk. 2000 it was launched as a complete child nutrition system, and in 2016 we now have Nido powdered milk drink, which provides best nutrition for your child at each stage. And one interesting point really is that today Nido is sold in over 80 million countries worldwide, with more than 60 million milk glasses served every day. And I thought that's quite an interesting fact about our brand. This is the Nido family. This is what our current packaging looks like today. We have the growing up milk products. So we have products that Nido 3 Plus is for your kids aged 3 to 4 years old. We also have Nido 5 Plus, which is for kids 5-year-old and above. We also do have our Nido 40 Curl and Nido Chocolate, which is really for children of all ages. That means us. Regardless of what stage, the vision of Nido really is to be mom's #1 partner, to be her ally as in her child's growing up years, because we know that these years are really the critical stages of development, the preschool years of our children. And as a mom, we always want to give what's best for our child. And it's quite difficult because, you know, as being a first-time mom can be quite daunting. Again, we question the things that we do, and we really seek advice, and we need to seek when you're expecting, what to expect in your child's first year, second year, and toddler years. That again was my Bible. But today, things have changed. Women or mothers now actually go online. They go on internet, and then that's where they really search and get all their information. And aside from that, of course, let's not forget, we also seek the advice of experienced moms. And who are these experienced moms? The first number one mom is, of course, your own mom. And we also seek advice from our mother-in-laws and other experienced moms that we actually respect and admire. So Nido, as Arlene mentioned, we've been doing this Check the Label campaign. In fact, this is the third time that we have been refreshing it, because again, we've been changing with the times. And what we want to do is really help moms understand, how do you filter through all this information that you find out, and how do you really make the best and most informed choice and best decision for your child. And that is really where Check Mo Muna. We're really asking you to check it first, check for yourself. Again, online, you can see moms have their own opinions, and then one mom's opinion may contradict another mom's suggestion. So we really feel that if you do the due diligence in actually checking for yourself, you will be able to make informed decisions. Hence, we had the Check the Label workshop. And a lot of times, as we mentioned, when we talk to moms, we always ask them, oh, so how did you find out about the milk that you're currently giving your child today? And more often than not, they say it was actually upon pedia recommendation. And then we ask them, oh, do you also check the back? Do you read the ingredients on it? And they oftentimes they say, yes, but I don't understand it. I don't know how to read it. I don't know what I'm looking for. So I hope today we were able to actually enlighten you. And now I hope you can say, I know how to read the label. And I hope also you'll be able to share this knowledge with your other friends. Okay. So with Nido 3 Plus, we feel you can be confident in making this decision, because Nido 3 Plus is made from the best of Nestle research. It is the only one with Lactobacillus protectus on top of all these essential vitamins and minerals. It's a good source of protein. It is a high source of calcium. It has vitamins and minerals, one of the highest levels of DHA. We also have high levels of ALA, LA, folic acid, and taurine. And we have Prebio, which is a natural fiber that helps maintain the healthy digestive system. Okay. So what is Lactobacillus protectus? Lactobacillus protectus actually is 2 probiotic strains that we have in our recipe. It is the beef longum and the L. paracasai that work together to maintain a healthy digestive system. So this is, it really, the site of action is in the colon and the small intestines. Okay, so we heard Dr. Celeste earlier and how she explained about probiotics. Can somebody quickly just tell me what probiotics is? And you can get a prize. Go Ade. Go Ade.
Okay, probiotics, these are live microorganisms which, when administered in adequate amount, confer to health benefit.
Very good. Please give the lucky lady a prize. Or actually, in consumer language, it's good bacteria. Very simply, probiotics is good bacteria. Okay. And that is exactly what Lactobacillus protectus is able to do. It's able to maintain your healthy digestive system. It protects against diarrhea amongst children, and again, makes the immune system work well. Okay. And to help strengthen gut health, you have to choose foods and beverage with added probiotics and prebiotics. Now, next question. What is prebiotics? This is also something that Dr. Celeste talked about. Anyone want to say what prebiotics is? Miss Luisa? What do you remember about prebiotics? Bad bacteria, but that's good bacteria? No, another try now.
Good bacteria.
It's actually the... Okay, here, Jack. prebiotics is actually the food of the good bacteria, which is the probiotics. Very good answer. Yes, that's true. The prebiotics in consumer language is really it's fiber, and it's the food that the good bacteria eats in your stomach. And you should always have more good bacteria than bad bacteria in your digestive system. All right. And Nido 3 Plus is the only 3 Plus milk brand with prebiotics. So again, we saw earlier Dr. Celeste was talking about these are the foods that you can get probiotics and prebiotics from. And you know, when I was looking at the food earlier, I was like, how am I going to convince my 5-year-old to eat kimchi? How am I going to convince, you know, my son to take tempeh or even achara, which, you know, they don't even like. So, which is the reason why I think it's, at least now we have this alternative that we can actually give our children Nido 3 Plus, Nido 5 Plus, because it does have the probiotics and prebiotics that your child needs to remain protected and have a good, healthy digestive system. Okay. We also have Nido 5 Plus that has an extra ingredient, which is Calci-N. And Calci-N is the micronutrients that help optimize the calcium absorption. Okay, and to better give us to give us a better idea of how the good bacteria works in our digestive system, we'd like to play this video.
Mommy, alam mo ba that a kid's body defense is mostly dependent on his tummy health? That's why he needs your best protection. But how do you do that? Let me tell you a story. Once upon a tummy, there lived a gazillion bacteria. There were good bacteria and bad bacteria. Lagi silang at war. At kapag outnumbered ang good bacteria, the kingdom of the tummy is thrown off balance. And the little prince becomes weak and vulnerable. Oh no! Para protektado siya, he needs more good bacteria than bad. But where else can Queen Mommy get more good bacteria? From Nido 3 Plus. It's the only milk na may Lactobacillus protectus on top of essential nutrients. Lactobacillus protectus is like an army of good bacteria, specially developed by the smart scientists of Nestle Research. And these millions of good bacteria can be found in every glass of Nido 3 Plus. So when the bad bacteria attack, the Lactobacillus protectus stands guard to help protect the tummy. And with Mommy's tender loving care and proper nutrition, the little prince can live laking amazing ever after. Laking Nido, protektado.
There, so now you saw the battle of the good bacteria versus the bad bacteria. So bacteria is not always bad. All right, so moving on now to our Check the Label campaign. So some of you had already seen it, but for those of you who have not seen it yet, we would like to show it to you now.
My Zion the Lion and his groceries.
Sana di mo tinitipid ang apo ko. Hashtag just saying the truth, give me yung best value. Hashtag just saying too. Di siya nakikialam ako, Day. Pero kunwari sa gatas, check mo na maraming ingredients. Hashtag first to just say. Marami nga, pero baka di kailangan. Check mo ang importanteng ingredients. Hashtag say mo.
Pag mommy ka, maraming hashtag just saying. How do you know what's best for your child? Hashtag check mo muna. Sa milk, I check the label here and here. I compare the labels. Nido 3 Plus, the only milk with Lactobacillus protectus. Millions of good bacteria to help fight the bad ones. Merong ding DHA, vitamins and minerals that help support his growth and development. Talagang di ka tinitipid sa nutrients.
Check para
Hashtag Manali sa atin. Check mo muna. Check the label.
Okay, so that was our TV ad, and we broke with it earlier this month. What do you think about it? It's good? Is it something that you can relate to? Okay, because definitely there is a lot of voices in my head always when it comes to taking care of my children. What will my mom say? What will my mother-in-law say? So, and we feel that this is something that really connects with our other young first-time moms. We're very excited and happy about this campaign, again, because it's been close to almost 2 years since we last had a celebrity endorser. And again, we feel that Sarah really embodies that first-time mom, because again, she's a first-time mom to Zion, and she really wants to give what's best for him, and yet, how does she filter again all that information that she reads from the internet?
Coming from the manufacturer. So hopefully this afternoon you've learned something about how to check on your sincere love, and that is to check the label. Thank you so much again for inviting me to be here this afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Ditas. And always when she gives a talk, you really learn a lot. Who would have thought that the sequence of ingredients plays so much, in what we're putting in our bodies, and how to check the label. The tuna thing was really good, right? Because sometimes you think fish, okay na yan. But no, you really have to check the label. And minsan nakaka-turn off kasi pag walang mag-e-explain sa'yo, medyo you get lost in the scientific terms, in the percentage, but of course, with Miss Ditas here, it becomes a little easier, It's more, kumbaga, nadadigest better, diba? So thank you again.
Actually, Delapar, may I just add, sayang din naman if you don't read the label, because
Right.
there's a lot of expertise,
Put into that.
manpower hours, and how will I say, scrutiny, done before a product label is released in the market. To give you an example, sa office namin, ganito, ang daming pumipirma. So, ang daming nag-check isa-isa. And it's funny that in the end, people don't really take time to read it.
Yes.
So, please pass it on to your friends that it's really very important to check.
Do it now, but it started when I was pregnant because of course I became more aware. I wanted to give him all the nutrients he needed while he was still inside me. I wanted to give him everything that's needed for him to
Right.
be a healthy baby. And of course, after pregnancy, I also made sure to always check everything and give him the right vitamins.
But do you think you were more particular when you were not pregnant with what you eat, or more particular with what you eat when you became pregnant?
I think I became more particular during my pregnancy.
Yeah.
It
Diba?
changes talaga.
So how does it feel to be the latest endorser of Nido 3 Plus? I mean, and what made you say yes?
First of all, it's such an honor to endorse Nido. I love that they're an honest brand and they're all about feeding your child the nutrition that he needs. And again, it's such an honor to endorse Nido. Zion and I are so happy, and we love our commercial.
And it's super funny, and it's so you. No, it's so you, and
Yeah.
you're right, because sometimes, like you said, you're bombarded with so much
Yeah.
information. You don't know how to filter it.
Exactly.
But you said, at the end of the day, you're the mom. Trust your instinct.
Exactly.
I'm sure that a lot of first-time moms are also looking at you. You're in the public eye. They see that your son is so happy. What is your message to first-time moms, or just moms in general, actually?
My first message would be trust your instinct. It's very important to trust yourself whenever making a decision. Again, there's so much information that's going to be thrown at you, or so much advice. So at the end of the day, it's your final say that will count. So trust yourself, and siguro always read the label, because nowadays you're not sure. You can just buy something but you're not sure what's in it. Buy something because someone said so.
Yes.
So it's really important to know what's in the
label,
label, what
right.
you're gonna feed your baby, because health is everything.
You know, it's funny because earlier today we all understood how to check the label. Because it's one thing for Nido 3 Plus to say check the label, but they went one step forward and actually helped us on how to check the label. So thank you very much, Sarah.
Thank you.
And on behalf of the Nido 3 Plus team, welcome to the Nido 3 Plus family. Please stay here in the front. I know that everyone wants to take a picture. And may we call Miss Trisha Turquato and Miss Dita Sarabarria to join us here as we open the floor for more questions. So Miss Dita and Miss Trisha here.